This year's French Open is being held at an unusual time, but then 2020 is not an usual year. The main draw of the tournament in Paris will kick off in 2 days. Here are 5 things to watch out for ahead of the year's final Grand Slam. This is Sports File. The Clay Court Grand Slam in Paris is held during May-June, but this year's tournament was pushed back to end September to avoid the fate of Wimbledon, which was cancelled this year. The new dates would also mean that the weather this year in Paris will be much cooler during the tournament. Whether that impacts the playing conditions, we will have to wait and see. Roland Garros is also planning to allow fans at the site, unlike the US Open, which was played in front of empty stands. While many top players skipped the US Open Grand Slam, the French Open is going to be much better attended. 6 of the top 10 women's players did not make the trip to New York, but most of them are going to be in action on the red clay courts in Paris. Ash Barty, the women's world number 1 and the defending champion of the French Open, will however not be one of them. Naomi Osaka and Bianca Andreescu have also not recovered sufficiently from their injuries and are missing out. On the men's side, Roger Federer and local hope Jo-Wilfried Tsonga are also missing out due to injuries. The women's draw at Grand Slams in recent years has been wide open, but Romanian world number 2 Simona Halep is widely expected to lift her second French Open title. Halep did not travel to New York and instead stayed in Europe to play in clay court events. She has won the last 3 tournaments she has played in and is on a 14-match unbeaten streak. The greatest challenge to Halep could come from Spain's Garbine Muguruza, a former French Open champion, who also reached the Australian Open final earlier this year. Double Australian Open champion Victoria Azarenka also stunned the tennis world by reaching the final of the US Open in New York and also winning the Western and Southern Open at the same venue. Azarenka will leave no stones unturned to continue her career revival on the clay courts in Paris. In the men's side, Rafa Nadal will once again be the favorite. Nadal won his 12th French Open title last year in Paris, and one more triumph will put him alongside Roger Federer with the most Grand Slam wins with 20 titles. But Nadal's preparation has not been ideal this year. He did not travel to New York and then lost in his first tournament in Rome last week when he exited at the semi-final stage. He could be short of match practice. Novak Djokovic, on the other hand, was disqualified from the US Open 4th round when he hit a line judge inadvertently with the tennis ball. But the world number 1 showed exemplary grit and determination to win in Rome and will once again challenge Rafa for the title. Djokovic's exit by default and Nadal's absence helped Dominic Thiem to finally break the Grand Slam barrier with the US Open title. The Austrian had lost the last 2 finals in Paris and is expected to mount another serious challenge this year in front of Nadal and maybe Djokovic. The other challengers in the men's draw will probably be Alexander Zverev, who reached the final at US Open, and Daniil Medvedev of Russia.